What's your favorite anti-joke? A horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Why the long face?" Quote. The horse replies, "Because my alcoholism is tearing my family apart." Why did the little girl fall from the swing? Because she had no arms. Knock knock. Who's there? Not the little girl. What's brown and sticky? A stick. What do you call an Asian astronaut? An astronaut. You know what makes me smile? Facial muscles. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. A moth goes into a podiatrist's office. And the podiatrist's office says, "What seems to be the problem?" Moth. Quote. The moth says, "What's the problem? Where do I begin? Man, I go to work for Gregory Ivanovich. And all day long I work. Honestly, Doc, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I don't even know if Gregory Ivanovich knows. He only knows that he has power over me. And that seems to bring him happiness. But I don't know. I wake up in a malaise. And I walk here and there. At night I sometimes wake up and I turn to some old lady in my bed that's on my arm. A lady that I once loved. Doc, I don't know where to turn to. My youngest, Alexandria. She fell in the cold of last year. The cold took her down. As it did many of us. And my other boy. And this is the hardest pill to swallow. Doc. My other boy. Gregoro Ivanalatitovich. I no longer love him. As much as it pains me to say. When I look in his eyes. All I see is the same cowardice that I catch when I take a glimpse of my own face in the mirror. If only I wasn't such a coward. Then perhaps I could bring myself to reach over to that cocked and loaded gun that lays on the bedside behind me and end this hellish facade once and for all. Doc, sometimes I feel like a spider. Even though I'm a moth. Just barely hanging onto my web with an everlasting fire underneath me. I'm not feeling good. And so the doctor says, "Moth. Man. You're troubled. But you should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why on earth did you come here?" Quote. And the moth says, "Because the light was on." Norm Macdonald.